Hey folks, welcome back to Game Garbage, where we take a look at games, chat about the gaming news in the industry, and of course, stream for fun. Well, now, when we had the beta, I tested this. For me, it's not worth buying the game at 40 bucks, but it is currently on sale. What's interesting is that they have had sales at 10%, 20%, and 30% respectively, basically kind of every single month. The first month, they didn't really have any sales. But like the second month, we actually started kind of getting that, or right toward the end of the first month. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, we started having those sales. And some things that I want to go over is I still think really problematic for the game. And this is not about whether you hate it, I love it, whatever. Okay, this is about what the masses think of the game, because a lot of money was spent on this game. And at this point now, we have actually killed Destiny 2. And pretty much kind of anything else. We've also just heard about Destiny Infinity, which is also, or Infinite, whichever it was, is also not going to be carried on. They canceled that. But yeah, still the issues, I think, persist. Now, what they have done is that when you prepare, they've actually made this, I feel like, a little bit better. A little bit more streamlined to actually see what you're doing. But yeah, they have beginner solo, okay, and they have normal. And then we have Dire Marsh, which is day and night, plus also sponsored survival, and then Outpost and Cryo Archive when you can unlock those. But still, the thing is, like, while there's an easier onboarding experience, which is nice, and I gotta say, too, the kind of highlighting of everything that they do when you first kind of, like, quote, get into the game, I think also is actually really nice. It makes it easier to understand, especially for those that have never played one of these, before. But the thing that I still think is quite bothersome is the reset. Because for someone like me, I just don't necessarily have the time. And so I can't see the time to invest. With something like Destiny 2, I can absolutely see kind of grinding away at my progression, and I hold that progression, and I can work towards stuff, and I can still actually get somewhere. But if every 3 months I'm going to have my stuff basically reset, I'm not super excited about that. And I think it's nice that we can work toward upgrades, that we can work toward contracts. I think it is still a little annoying that with agents, regardless of faction, we have to actually get in here to the menu to actually click the rewards. That should be something that should just pop up and we can just access on our main menu. The other thing is the upgrades for each individual faction, and that these actually, again, they reset. Now, it doesn't say actually all of them do. Maybe all of them actually do, but some of them definitely say, you know, they were reset at the next season. So you have to regrind some of this every single time for all of your factions, which is brutal. Let's be honest. The other thing too is it's nice that the codex is not reset. That's actually extremely helpful. And then you can, but again, you get your rewards and stuff through this. And you have to click on all of these. And it would be nice, again, if we just have something where you can just accept all and just off you go, okay? Just like War Thunder. If you've actually earned things, progressed through things, it just automatically shows up on your inventory screen. You don't have to take time actually working through all of this stuff. Now, there are over 500 of these. It is kind of nice if you do care about the story. You can actually read through some of this, and that, of course, a lot of the story is unlocked by actually playing the game. I think that, again, is kind of cool, but again, it's not a haptic experience necessarily. It's just stuff that you're reading. It's not really stuff that you're experiencing, and that doesn't have the same type of hook as maybe other games do. Something else I want to talk about is the customization, which I think is kind of nice. We have a little bit of that, but again, it's not overly anything amazing. And also, when we take a look at the new bundles that we have available, well, this is actually it. But, you know, basically you have a few things, but then it's like, okay, if we're doing this, why is the person, whatever, completely all red? Like, do you understand how easy it is going to be to pick that out? I guess if there's red sections of the map, okay, like on Outpost. But like Dire Marsh, that's going to be brutal, dude. You're going to be super easy to see. In the dark, maybe not so much, but if you get a little glint of light on you, people's potential to see you is going to be huge. So, like, why are we going with these super bright colors? Again, I understand that's kind of the aesthetic that they're going for, But my word, talk about red. That would not be something that I, in a very heavy PvP game, I would want to be moving around. Also, the rewards pass. There's, you know, you can purchase this basically for $10. And what is nice is that you can actually purchase every single vault pass beforehand if you wish to. I'm assuming for basically another, you know, whatever amount here, which is kind of nice. But yeah, you have your tiers and you have your stuff to work through. But again, none of it is really overly amazing. There's some weapons, there's some other stuff, but again, it's like, you know, I don't necessarily, yeah, and as far as I understand, this is just kind of color patterns, but even different color patterns in the game can be seen as pay to win if your color scheme kind of matches the environment a little bit better than, let's say, being shock red. Like, this is almost completely all black. That's actually going to be kind of nice. That's actually kind of nice. We look at some others, again, there's not, oh my gosh, wow, dude, is that it? Some of them, of course, yeah, but again, perfectly all black. I don't know, man. This is just, in my opinion, it's just a tough sell for me. Because, yeah, I don't have the time to regrind every season. I'm not super excited about that. And again, some of the color palettes I just can't get around. And then, yeah, the passes are still kind of fairly expensive for what you're actually getting. I feel like they are maybe improved a little bit. But, dang. It's kind of a mess. The other thing, the last thing that I wanted to talk about, I'll throw these up on the screen here, is that the player counts actually look really, really good, but there is a problem. And honestly, it's gotten higher than I thought it was. We got to about 30,000 on our first day, 40,000 on our second day, and we're not going to hit that peak today, but definitely there was like more people that engaged around the world. This was just kind of like a particular region, probably. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where that would be. It would be like afternoon, kind of my time, and then evening for the other day. But anyway, that's kind of where player counts are right now. Definitely a lot more trying it out. Will they stay? That's the real question. If they're going to continue to make money. When we take a look at only Xbox Series X and S, we're taking a look at Marathon at actually number 153. So this is 150 right here. Even the finals and the first Descendant are ahead. And these are looking at all of the Series X and S's online, which this game would be geared toward. And there are a few people playing, but like there's maybe 25 posts looking for players to play with. A lot of people are going for that Dark Marsh with that PvE side, which is kind of an experiment. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, and even with the game currently still on sale for 30, this hasn't moved very much. We've basically moved somewhere between 120 and 160 something. So 153 with the last couple days hasn't moved very much. Maybe it is delayed though. Take a look at PlayStation. If you do wish to be tracked, track horse to your friends list, and they'll track you. So let's take a look at the last 7 days. I would expect it to move. There's Destiny. It's moved up 7 points, which is pretty good. There's Marathon. Moved up 17. So it has moved up a lot, but it's still only halfway. It's still number 49. Wow, in the last 7 days, it was actually... That's really low. That's really low. So still not... Some people are trying it, some people are testing it out, or some people are coming back hoping to get some of the folks that are brand new to the game, which kind of does happen some. Also, the amount of time per session has gone up just a little bit. This used to be just under or just over an hour. Now we're at about an hour and a half. So people are trying it more, but still not a lot of players are actually trying this. So about 137 players out of 13,300. So we're still not seeing really great retention between PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. But the real retention will be after the weekend. And with 30% off, which is going to stay for all platforms through the week, you'll be able to decide if you want it for less than $30, basically. And I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I guess we'll have an update then. Because the player counts spike really high. They're good for roughly 3-4 hours, and then they kind of spike down again. And this means that either people are playing the game and saying nope to the free weekend, basically, or they're only in one particular part of the world. where they have some availability or time. And again, I don't think they're necessarily going to stay around because, again, they only play for a few hours, and with the progression being wiped every time, well, they're never going to be able to really be competitive. And that's going to be exhausting regardless of what type of game you're actually playing. So, yeah, this is kind of nuts. I'll see, too, if I can throw up PlayStation Time Tracker up here and also Xbox to actually see kind of like where the player counts are. But yeah, this is not overly promising because, yeah, Marathon is officially done. The impairment loss that we had has now totaled between the two $765 million, basically meaning that Sony overpaid. I think a lot of us already knew that, and I still think they overpaid. I don't think it's worth $2.9 billion. I think it's more like $2 billion total for what they actually have because, again, they just canceled their big IP that they had running since, what, 2012? 2013? Whenever Destiny 1 came out. So they just literally killed it, and now they've moved on to this. And they could have, in my opinion, they could have completely designed a Destiny style around this with PvE. We do know that the PvE is actually coming. But depending on how they do it, again, I don't think it's really going to matter. And the things that they're adding and doing to this for the game, like the resets and the contracts and the upgrades and the maps and everything and the shells, it's just grindy. It's not actually really, again, providing you anything unique to the game. Again, it's providing you that experience that you're experiencing in the moment, the horrible lows and the super good highs. But there's really nothing in the middle, and I hope the PvE experience can do that for kind of a more casual player. But then again, that also gets away from what extraction shooters are. And if we have kind of a difference in dividing up the group between different modes and maps, well, again, that's going to create more of a problem as the player base kind of still continues to get maybe smaller and smaller over time. They really have to show a lot of stuff here. One other thing I wanted to show was Destiny 2 player counts, and this is crazy. We've basically tripled our player count for what we normally have. And yeah, players knowing that it's basically done, that June is the last update before it goes into maintenance mode. Again, people are coming back. There's signatures going around. I think they just hit 300,000 signatures to basically do Destiny 3, and even people that were super big into Marathon and saying it was great and a wonderful game, which maybe it is for them, are now no longer in that camp. Quite a few of them. And so I think people are trying out the weekend, or the week, the free-to-play week, but again, I don't think people are going to stick around, and the fact that the game keeps being on sale chronically over the last 2 months is not very good. And again, if Marathon fails, well, then there goes Bungie. Right now, Bungie is currently trying to show some more ideas, see if anything bites, but so far nothing is. Even someone else making Destiny a mobile game, well, that's basically completely fallen off too. So as far as I'm concerned, Destiny is dead in the water. It's not coming back. And Bungie just bought a company that just makes grindy games. Because that's why Destiny 2 failed in the first place. And why is that going to be any different here? And I'm expecting layoffs. I'm expecting at least 300. A third of the studio. Anyway. So anyway, that's just my thoughts. I don't hate the game. It's just not for me. But again, we bet the whole farm, as I said before, on a niche game. Man, good luck. And they've already had to make so many changes, so many adjustments. It doesn't bode confidence into the game, and it's also going to continue to split the player base, and then with Destiny 2 going into maintenance mode, man, you pissed off most of the Bungie fans that you had out there, and that's not great. So the real test is going to be retention. How many people are actually going to buy? How many people are going to be interested? But even if this was $20, I personally wouldn't want to buy it. It's not an interest to me. I'd rather play Lego Batman, Forza 6. I'd rather play Crimson Desert. I'd rather play something that actually respects my time as a player. And I think with the economy getting the way it is, people are wanting to get to something where they don't have as much time as they did, so they want to play something that kind of respects their time. Because maybe they don't have 5 or 6 hours to sit in front of the tube anymore. Or the PC. Maybe they actually just only have maybe 2 or 3 hours. a day, if that. Let's be realistic. Sometimes, some of us, we're not even playing every single day anymore. And again, if all we're getting is really just kind of like a grindy game, you know, on a mechanical side, you know, and two, I would like people to tell me why, if they really enjoy Marathon, what they enjoy about it. Because if it's anything outside of the dopamine hit that you get when you extract or you find good loot or a crazy firefight, I would like to hear what that is. Otherwise, it's just a dopamine hit, which is all about really stimulating the addiction side of the brain. And that's how they're getting you to keep playing until you have too many bad experiences, whatever those are, and then, well, then you quit. And that's just what's been happening with the game ever since. So anyway, we'll see what happens with that, folks. I'll see you guys on the next one.